Mint lamb burgers are a flavorful twist on the classic burger. I mix ground lamb with fresh mint leaves, which adds a bright, refreshing taste. This herb pairs perfectly with the richness of lamb. Sometimes I add spices like cumin, turmeric, and cinnamon to bring a warm depth to the flavor. Sometimes I mix in feta cheese and red onion to make the patties even juicier and packed with extra texture. These burgers cook quickly, often in under 10 minutes on a skillet or grill. I love serving them with a cool tzatziki sauce or a mint yogurt dressing. Both add a creamy contrast to the spiced lamb. These burgers are great for summer barbecues or quick dinners. They bring a bit of Mediterranean flair and are easy to customize with your favorite toppings. The ingredients contain lamb mince, garlic, onions, mint, salt, and black pepper. First, peel and grate the onions. Chop fresh mint leaves and crush all the garlic cloves. Next, put the minced lamb in a big bowl. Add the onion, mint, garlic, and black pepper. Then, mix everything well so the flavors combine nicely. After mixing, split the meat into 8 equal pieces. Roll each bit into a ball, then press it down to make a flat burger patty. Heat your grill to medium and sprinkle each burger with salt. Cook them for about 4 minutes on each side until they're nicely browned and cooked through. Once grilled, let the burgers rest for a minute. This lets the juices settle, making them tastier and more juicy when you bite in. When I make these burgers, I love adding fresh toppings to balance the rich, savory flavor. Classic choices like crumbled feta cheese and fresh mint leaves highlight the lamb's unique taste perfectly. A dollop of cool tzatziki sauce adds a refreshing tang that complements the spices I mix into the patties. Sometimes I toss on sliced cucumbers or red onions for extra crunch and a bit of sharpness. For a sweet twist, I like to add diced apricots or pomegranate seeds. These bring a burst of brightness that contrasts nicely with the earthiness of the lamb. You can also experiment with some chopped rosemary for a fragrant note. I usually serve my burgers on warm pita bread or a soft bun. It holds the toppings well and adds a nice texture. On the side, potato chips or a simple salad work great to keep things light. I like sides that echo Mediterranean flavors or bring a mix of textures to my plate. Some of my go-tos include Greek salad that includes crisp cucumbers, juicy tomatoes, tangy feta, and olives give a bright, fresh counterpoint. Roasted vegetables made of eggplant, bell peppers, or zucchini roasted with garlic and herbs add depth. Sweet potato fries, whose natural sweetness pairs well with the savory lamb and cool mint. Garlic feta fries. They add creaminess and a savory kick that pairs perfectly. For a lighter option, quinoa or a simple mixed green salad with a lemon vinaigrette also works beautifully. These sides keep the meal both flavorful and balanced. I always start by choosing a good mix of ground lamb, sometimes blending it with beef to keep the texture balanced and juicy. Lamb has a rich flavor, so adding fresh mint brightens it up nicely. Don't overwork the meat when mixing in your ingredients like mint, cumin, and a little feta. Overmixing can make the burgers dense instead of tender. I gently fold everything together for the best texture. When shaping the patties, I make them slightly larger than my buns because they shrink while cooking. Pressing a small indent in the center helps them cook evenly and keeps them from puffing up too much. Toppings like tzatziki, crisp lettuce, and tomato work perfectly here. They add coolness and crunch, balancing the rich lamb. Sometimes I serve without buns, wrapped in lettuce for a lighter option. When I have leftovers, I make sure to cool them to room temperature before storing. I place the patties in an airtight container to keep them fresh and avoid moisture buildup. For short-term storage, I refrigerate the burgers for up to 2 days. If I want to keep them longer, I wrap each patty tightly in foil or plastic wrap, then store them in a freezer bag. Frozen lamb burgers stay good for about 3 to 4 months. To conclude, I find mint lamb burgers a perfect blend of savory and fresh flavors. The herbs and spices add a lovely brightness that cuts through the richness of the lamb. This recipe always feels special, yet it is easy to prepare. You can cook the patties quickly on a grill or skillet, making it a great option for busy nights or weekend gatherings. If you want to try different serving styles, consider pita bread, brioche buns, or just serving the burgers open-faced with a side salad. I like how versatile these burgers are, fitting many meal occasions. They bring a bit of Mediterranean flair to a familiar favorite without much hassle.